I'm going to talk about how voluntarily going to the psychiatrist got me labeled. Now, prior to leaving California, I spoke with 2 psychiatrists in which they both determined, there was no issue. Now, this here is records. My mental health record. Yeah, it's thin. Most of it is just nothing. But where you see some of the other packed in info, that's where the notes are. Anyhow, I already told you that I've been having issues with all of my records. When it comes to hospital records, even police records, there's always some type of discrepancy in all my records. So what I do is I go through, I highlight the discrepancy. In this case, I am going to appeal it and try and get this label removed, just to piss off that psychiatrist. But California, okay, in California, those 2, nothing. The female, she's like, okay, nothing's wrong, no big deal. I spoke with the guy the next time. This is at like the VA hospital in the Long Beach, California. And he was just like, well, I just think that these people are trying to scare the shit out of you. And he was like, so if you want to get some rest, you can stay here. He said, I can see if I have room in like general admission. The nurse comes back and says there's no room there, but we do have room in WLML something. It's a psych ward. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll take it, And she's like, okay, so put all my stuff in a locker, go do this little stay. Now, this is the tricky part about it because this shit is not funny. So here, I'll just flash it real quick because I'm not gonna show these individuals' names at all. So you can see there's a yellow piece, but all it is it's highlighted. That's where I highlighted the discrepancy in this report. Now, this is a phone note taken by the VA hospital here in Ohio. The discrepancy is on Ohio's end this time. Well, actually with all of this when it comes to this mental health thing. But when she took this phone note, she says, let's see, the patient, Psych Hospital, Long Beach, California, states the vet went out to California, became paranoid, and was admitted to psych unit. That is not what happened. Now, why it's written like this in these notes? I'll let you figure it out. Now, upon my return here, I did an assessment in which she decided there was no need for me to have any type of follow-up. A month or 2 later, I call in and I'm like, hey, I'd like to come in and talk to someone because, this issue with California is continuing and I just want to have it annotated somewhere. Just to reiterate, I was diagnosed with absolutely nothing prior to leaving California. No prognosis was the last thing I got before I was discharged. They couldn't keep me. They couldn't find a reason because even though it was a voluntary stay, they have to be able to justify why you're there because it wasn't in the general admission part of the hospital. I think I said that right. But yeah, so anyhow, but now I go to this first appointment that I set up here in Ohio. And you can see clearly that in the second paragraph, I want to get this right. In the second paragraph, it states that vet reporting need for documentation of her concern for legal purposes. I just need an outlet and to talk with someone to understand and believes that these things are occurring. I got a little tongue tied on that. But yeah, just to talk with someone and let people know that these things are actually occurring. Okay, if you were paying attention to that record, you would have seen that somewhere along the lines in translation, and these are her own notes that she entered in, the psychiatrist here in Ohio. These are her own notes, her own assessment. And following the no prognosis, she has schizophrenia versus delusional disorder. Prior to leaving her office, we ended our conversation early. As you'll see, a lot similar to this conversation you're about to hear, because I record all of them. They stole the last phone that our other conversation was on for that reason, so that this information wouldn't get out there. But when I left her office, I left with us both understanding that she didn't understand. I understood that it's not her job to research my claim. She understood that she didn't know enough to come to a conclusion. Yet the moment I leave, she came to a conclusion, obviously. So when I went a month later and got my eye exam, I happened to glance over. Well, I'll leave all that out because you're going to hear that in this recording. Here's the conversation. There's probably, it's only 6 minutes, and I won't do a whole lot of narrating. I'm going to skip this 49 minutes, 40 seconds of me walking. She said she's surprised to see me back because last time I went to see someone different.
I don't know how they go about scheduling it, but
wanted to see someone different because I felt she didn't know enough to be forming an opinion, and she was eager to form an opinion.
when I called in the schedule, they kind of said, I guess they kind of want to keep you with who you're with in a way.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You know, because if you're not, because I asked Tammy, I'm like, hey, you know, I don't know if you realized she had gotten referred to jewelry.
Right.
And then she said, you requested me.
Really?
So maybe she misunderstood.
No. Yeah, she misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I told her either way. I said it's okay because I was really just trying to get in as soon as I could. Yeah. But right now I'm working on building a case for the same issue. I have more police reports, of course, and more evidence. I have a YouTube channel right now that they're blocking with all the evidence on it. It's an occult type situation. And I just want to make sure I have some of these details documented and annotated somewhere else other than these 5 people that I know I can depend on. They have everything and, you know, stuff like that. A couple of pastors also have the information, but I wanted to put it here as well.
So again, so your point in coming is to document what's happening.
Yes.
Okay, and that's...
I just wanted to tell you what's happening. I needed another outlet, I guess.
Now let me tell you, real quick, that whole needing another outlet, that's just for her. Because I already know that I have no reason being there. But I also know that in a court of law, things like this, there's checks and balances. So these are the type of things that they will reference. But you'll come to see that she's not willing at all to put anything down. I'm just trying to cover my ass. That's all this is about.
A mental health provider, I'm not here to just document things you say happen.
Right.
You know, that's not our appropriate use of mental health here. But if it's...
What if I came to talk to you about it? Is that any different? No, not really.
If you're coming to talk to me for help dealing with it in terms of coping,
but
not examining, researching,
right,
those sorts of things.
Right.
You know, because again, mental health, we're here to help people work on mood issues, problems coping, problems with stress if they have stuff like this going on.
Yeah.
things like that, but not for the
Okay.
sake of just documenting and,
Right.
and sharing.
Not for the sake of
the thing,
documenting.
Yeah.
Because in the referral back, it was you needed to talk about mental health issues, which of course is why I'm here.
Right. No, the referral bag, that's incorrect. I told them also that I just wanted to annotate some things surrounding a case that I was building.
Real quick. How is it everything that I do when it comes to mental health and that hospital gets screwed up? The phone note, the whole phone conversation, scheduling this got screwed up and translated wrong. Or either it's just this one person. But anyhow.
Yeah, so that, I guess that kind of cuts us short.
I guess
short.
so.
Yeah,
I guess so. And I'm sorry for the confusion there. I will make sure to talk to Tammy and say,
It's okay.
you
It's
know,
not a
but sometimes they
problem.
get busy and they just really, really want to help and lift
Yeah.
people up and things like that if they need it. But
Right. No, that's not a problem at all. I guess one thing that I have a question, maybe you can answer it on your end. The last time I was here, I was getting an eye exam done. That might have been July. The beginning of July, I had an eye exam done. When I glanced over at the screen, it said it had a code in for schizophrenia. Could you check my record and see if that's reading schizophrenia for sure?
what I would say for you to do is if you want any of that,
Yeah.
go next door and you can get a copy of all your records
Okay.
if you want to do that.
Okay.
Because if you want anything that says, what's diagnosed, what's in there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been diagnosed, and they've been
Because I know there were some concerns, and I talked about that with you last time.
Yes.
About kind of what
About
you
the
were saying.
thoughts being
some
bizarre.
concerns that it could be mental health.
right.
You know?
Yeah, but they've been able to mess with my records, my hospital documents. This wouldn't be the first time, so I just wanted to check and make sure. So I'll go next door and have them pull. If there's a discrepancy there, I guess I would probably have to track it back to its origin, right? Yeah,
And I,
because
mean, and
it's
I
probably
do
from
believe I put in
California.
a diagnosis of thought disorder, psychosis.
A psychosis.
Yeah, because of it seems like there's some concerns about your thinking. Now, again, if you find things
That might have been where it
prove
came from.
an
But I
eye
wasn't aware that
exam,
you came to that conclusion before I left.
Yeah, because I shared with you at the end, I said I do think there's some mental health things going on because of what you were sharing was so unusual.
Right.
You know,
And I
we talked
combated
about
that with it being real cases.
Right.
It just being an unfamiliar topic to you. Yeah, so
So don't be surprised if you see that there.
Okay,
you know.
and what is it called?
I think it was, what did I say, unspecified psychotic disorder? I'm not sure.
Unspecified, so that's kind of like a
Like general,
no prognosis.
No, it doesn't mean anything about that. It's just a working diagnosis, like an initial working diagnosis.
How would I go about getting that label removed?
You can always go to our privacy officer to request a revision.
Okay.
But I can tell you it's still what I think as a working diagnosis.
Okay.
You know?
Well, and I can tell you that you don't have enough information to go by to form that opinion. But we'll agree to disagree.
Right.
Okay, so I'll go next door and get records. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Sounds
All right. Okay. So, counting the 2 psychiatrists in California and the 2 that I've seen here in Ohio, that makes 4 that I've visited with. Well, yeah, makes 4. Yeah. So, out of those 4, 3, yeah, this story is bizarre. Not even bizarre. It's unusual. And it's like I said, there's no elevator pitch for it. There's so many different things going on with it that yeah, at first glance you might think, I don't even see how at first glance, because to be honest, if someone came to me and told me this story, I want to know more. But that's me. So but just that one doctor is the one that I've been having issues with when it comes to this mental health thing, with trying to give me a label that's undeserving. Now, as you heard, she stated, that she's a mental health physician. So that's what she does. She's not there to she told me that she's not there to annotate what's going on for me. I'm not a place for her to come and just talk about what's happening. So if that is the case, why would you be forming any type of conclusion or any type of diagnosis? Why would you be trying to come to anything? Why would you be trying to put any type of label on that if that's how you feel about this entire ordeal? That I'm in a place, in a space where I shouldn't be sharing. Why would you be writing anything next to my name?